Good morning, everyone. I am MATIAS, and I'm continuing discussion about how to construct alternative courses of action and how to properly write a recommendation. With the successful completion of the lecture, listeners will be able to know how to choose the best ACA or alternative courses of action and to how to proper write the recommendation for the chosen ACA. The previous lecturer discussed about the construction and analyzing the set of decision criteria and the ACA or alternative courses of action. And the set of decision criteria is based on the objectives and weight according to its priority. The ACA or the alternative courses of action is constructed based on the set of decision criteria, and it is evaluated and analyzed through different factors. Now this is where my topic enters, and that is the choosing the best alternative courses of action based on the set of decision criteria and alternative courses of action that the previous lecturers discussed. In choosing the best alternative, we should follow the formula for computing it. Its formula is weight given for each criteria multiplied by the rate given for each alternative courses of action. After all the weighted given for each criteria has already multiplied by the rate given for each ACA, its product should be summed up, and the highest total would be the best alternative for the entity or the company. To further discuss the topic, I will show some example, and I will use the examples of the previous lecturers since this is just the continuation of their topics. In this example, this is the decision criteria or the set of decision criteria and their weighted percentage. And this is the alternative courses of action and their rates. We will multiply the rates and the weights. In this example, A stands for liquidity, which is weighted as 40% or 0.40 multiplied by the rates of 4, and the product would be 1.60. And the next one would be the B stands for cost reduction, and weighted as 30% or 0.30 multiplied by the 2, and the product would be 0.60. The next one would be the C, which is the sustainability, weighted as 20% or 0.20 and multiplied by 4, and the product would be 0.80. The last one would be the profitability, which is weighted as 10% or 0.10 multiplied to 3, which is the rate, and the product would be 0.30. The sum of these products would be 3.30. Just continue the process to get the overall table or the products of all the rates and weights of the decision criteria and alternative courses of action. And the total, the highest total would be the chosen best ACA or alternative courses of action. The next topic would be the proper way of writing a recommendation. After careful evaluation of the alternative course of action and the proponents already chose the best alternatives, the next thing it should be done is the writing of recommendation. The recommendation should justify the reason why they chose that alternative among the others based on the facts or data gathered by the analyst. According to Professor Casurao, it should be a narrative output that should not be less than 1 page, but it should be concise and direct to the point, and should be it should resolve the problem of the entity. It should flow logically from the rest of the analysis made, and it should clearly specify what assumptions that shape the conclusion. I have researched some of the things that should be included in the recommendation. But this is just the things that are suggested by the other analysts who made the financial planning before. First is the reason why they chose that alternatives among the others should be included in the recommendation. The second one is the opportunities and benefits they could get if they implement that alternatives. And the other one is the problem, or they emphasize how could that alternative help the problem of the entity. Some of the analysts added some information that could help the entity solve some of the problems that didn't specify. This is the example of the Filipino Shell Corporation recommendation, and the chosen best alternative was the undertake initial public offering. As you can see in this recommendation, most of the things that I said in the recommendation that I researched was already included in this recommendation. From the benefits and the opportunities that they can get, and the problems that it can be solved. On the last one, it shows how the company could benefit in implementing that alternative. To sum it up, choosing is the decision making on which is the best alternative course of action for the company's or entity's problem and objectives. Recommendation is a written output that should be answer to the problem of the entity and help the action plan and become the support system for the action plan for it to become effective and efficient.